You can throw boom at the same time. As he punches, boom, and you go down.
Absolutely.
It's all about moving after you punch. As soon as you punch, you're gone.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that.
Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways.
Mike Tyson has finally spoken up after training in the gym with Gervonta Tank Davis, who is getting ready for his big fight against Jake Paul. The boxing world is full of excitement. Tyson, who has been closely watching and guiding Tank during his training, couldn't hide how impressed he was with Davis's progress. Tank has come back stronger than ever, showing off a more muscular body that has surprised fans and experts. With bigger arms, a more defined upper body, and his speed still as sharp as before, it's clear that Davis is taking this fight very seriously.
Like the internet, when we give it to you straight, no chase. In sports, Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul have a fight coming up. I ain't even gonna call it a fight because it ain't. If Jake Paul's involved in it, it's a great acting job. You know, Mike Tyson could have just knocked Jake Paul's face into the canvas, but he got paid to pull punches. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got paid. I'm pretty sure the same is going for Gervonta Davis. It's a quick money grab. Man, most of y'all gonna be suckers who tune in. It's just quick money grab. That's all I'm saying. Ain't gonna be no fight. I don't give a fuck how big Jake Paul is. He can't take one of them little mother tank punches. Yeah, tank move furniture. Move furniture. Catch that motherfucker, move furniture. And Jake don't like his furniture moved, so he gonna pay him not to hit him again. If you really want to show out Gervonta, sign the contract that you ain't gonna hit him, because if you hit him, you lose all the money. And then whoop that motherfucker's ass, put him to sleep, and get him out the boxing game once and for all.
Nakisa Bidarian, Jake Paul's business partner and co-promoter, recently admitted that although Jake has the advantage in size and weight, he can't match Gervonta Tank Davis's experience in the ring. Bidarian pointed out that Tank has spent his whole life training in boxing gyms, perfecting his timing, distance, and power against top-level fighters, something Jake is still developing. He said that while Jake is bigger and physically stronger, Tank's instincts and fight intelligence are on another level. Bidarian added that Jake's hard work and dedication have earned him respect, but experience is something that takes years to build and can't be learned overnight.
And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys another workout of mine. Let me be absolutely clear with this, all right? I'm not trying to say that I'm a great fighter. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than you. We all know, Lord knows, that all you guys in the comments are Olympic gold medalists. You guys are fantastic fighters, and I can't come close to the level of great technique and great fighting that you are. I'm just working out, all right? And I was definitely trying to hit the bag as hard as I can. I was really working on my hooks more than anything. Now listen, I know that I'm trash, all right? So, just look at it and be like, okay, showbiz trash or whatever. Or if you want to be inspired and you're on a journey like I am, I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to not look like I'm 45 out here, all right, other than the gray and the beard, all right? If you get inspired, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, all you Olympic gold medalists out there, I'm nowhere on your level, all right? But if you want to see it, it's going to be at the end of this video. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis, listen. The reason why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds is because I think that's his walking around weight. And I have receipts for all this shit. You guys remember, 4 or 5 years ago where he missed weight against Gamboa?
Mike Tyson recently shared that he's slightly favoring Gervonta Tank Davis in the upcoming fight against Jake Paul, mainly because of Davis's superior punching ability. After spending time training with him, Tyson said he was amazed by Tank's explosive power, sharp timing, and his ability to deliver knockout punches from any angle. Tank's punches are different, they've got that real snap, that old-school power, Tyson reportedly said. He also noted that while Jake Paul has improved and become more disciplined, Davis's natural instincts and boxing intelligence give him an advantage. Tyson believes that if Tank stays focused and controls his aggression, his punching technique could be the key to victory. During a chat with Tyson, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith said that the only way Davis can secure a win against Jake Paul is with a knockout.
Be the pick against Davis. What are your thoughts about this upcoming fight?
See, I kind of lean towards Davis a little because of his style of fighting and what makes him different than most fighters that I once did is when he punches, he catapults himself in the air. And normally in the air, you're out of position, you have no leverage. But for some reason, myself and Mr. Davis, our best point is when we're leaping in the air, like being catapulted to punch up, because he's not much of a guy that punches down, as we saw with Pitbull Cruz. So what's his name? Pitbull Cruz gave him his hardest fight, but
Right.
he was a very aggressive guy, not like Ryan.
Yeah, you talk about Isaac Cruz. Definitely, he gave it an aggressive fight.
Yes.
But I thought that particular fight, Gervonta showed me boxing skills that I didn't even realize he had because, Pitbull comes at you and he's very good defensively, so he covers himself well. But I thought Gervonta did a great job boxing in that particular fight. Here's what I think. I think this is the kind of fight Gervonta Davis is going to have to get the knockout because Ryan Garcia is taller. Obviously, he's fighting at a catch weight with that dehydration clause and all of this stuff, but he's longer, he's taller, he's got a jab, he uses it to avoid that power that Gervonta Davis is going to give him. He wins the fight. I think the only way for Gervonta to beat him is to knock him out. To that, you say what?
I believe he could beat him if it goes the distance as well.
You think Gervonta can beat him if he goes the distance?
He's going to win the fight, yes.
So you got him winning this fight?
Yes, I do.
Nakisa Badarian confidently dismissed concerns about Jake Paul's size advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. He explained that size wouldn't be a deciding factor against a skilled and experienced fighter like Davis. According to Badarian, the heavier catch weight was set mainly because Jake is still relatively new to the sport. He also revealed that the Paul vs. Davis fight wasn't arranged on a whim, it had been in the works for some time. The matchup became official only after a planned fight with Canelo Alvarez fell through. Badarian added that Davis had been eager to face Jake for years, and once the Canelo deal collapsed, the road to a Davis fight opened up naturally.
Z and Gen Alpha, they are the two biggest boxers in America, and they are putting it all on the line. One has the speed, the skill, the accuracy, and the one-punch knockout power. The other has the size, the force, and the unbreakable confidence to make this must-see Netflix. The size difference is obvious, but so is the skill and experience difference. One man has been doing this for 23 years, since the age of 7. The other picked up the sport 5 years ago and has virtually no amateur experience. So the size difference is what makes this plausible. The king of the jungle here is Tank Davis. He is the lion taking on the young elephant that is Jake Paul. The lion is looking at me like he's about to eat me. The lion is fast, he's fierce, and he's fatal when he strikes. But the young elephant is big, powerful, and hard to knock down. And come Friday, November 14th, the jungle will be set in tropical Miami, Florida, and the world will be watching live on Netflix globally to see who the victor will be. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves.
Despite Gervonta Davis's superior skill, Carl Froch warned that Jake Paul's size and unusual punching power could still be a real threat. He explained that Davis isn't used to taking hits from someone as big and strong as Paul. Froch's warning echoes a broader concern within the boxing community, where many see this matchup as less of a true competition and more of a spectacle, raising questions about the fight's legitimacy and the safety of the fighters involved.
Jake and Tank are gonna happen November 14th.
Whatever weight they want, man, they're talking about it, and whatever it is, there's gonna be a definitive outcome. People can talk about pro, exhibition. We're gonna make sure this is as real as it's real.
Why was it, just out of curiosity, why is it not a professional bout and why is it an exhibition? Because I'm sure Jake would have taken the professional bout.
Nothing's been communicated as yet in terms of what it is, right? Similar to, if you remember with Paul Tyson, when we announced it, we didn't have the weight, we didn't have the rules, particularly in terms of the number of rounds, the minutes, the gloves. It's gonna be the same thing here.
Gotcha. Can you just offer us any insight as to how these negotiations went? The reason I ask is because I remember back in March, I was at Tank's fight, and after his fight in his press conference, he was asked, next opponent. He said, well, my next opponent might have been in my locker room tonight, and people asked him, was it Jake? He made reference, he made allusion to. Has this been an ongoing thing, and has it ever, been at a point where it wasn't gonna happen and came back, or was this always the plan?
Always been the plan for Jake to fight Tank once Canelo didn't happen. And to Tank's credit, he's a real bad dude, and he's been calling out Jake for 3 years. And people, it's funny how now they're saying size matters, Jake is big, when for so long it's been Tank would kill Jake Paul. Now you get to see if that's real.
Ryan Garcia strongly criticized the matchup, calling it completely ridiculous and questioning its legitimacy. He argued that modern boxing is losing its credibility and compared it to professional wrestling, saying the sport now looks more like WWE than a real competition. Garcia believes that fights like this hurt boxing's reputation and make it difficult for fans to take the sport seriously. In his words, boxing is officially the WWE.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in, and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has issued a strong warning to Jake Paul about the risks of fighting Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Hearn cautioned that Paul could face serious, even dangerous consequences, saying, "Be careful what you wish for." He believes the matchup is a clear mismatch, expressing concern for Paul's safety despite the fight's huge commercial appeal. While Hearn described the fight's outcome as a 50-50 chance, his message was clear: Jake Paul is risking more than just his win-loss record. In Hearn's view, his health and well-being are also on the line.
Today we're going to talk about the boxing world and another fight that Jake Paul just booked for his joke of a career against a 65-plus smaller guy than him in Gervonta Davis. Jake Paul is a circus sideshow for low IQ incels. Nobody should be falling for this carny bullshit about him being a real fighter. Gervonta is a million times better than him, so he has to handicap Gervonta's skill by being a giant lab rat with a 65-plus weight advantage over him. This is a joke. This is a mockery to the sport of fighting. The best are supposed to fight the best. Why is he fighting a guy that's, in his last fight, Mike Tyson, who, he's got a 40-year age gap between them? Why are you fighting a guy that should be in line for, the early bird special, not fighting in a boxing ring, and Mike Tyson? Now you're fighting a guy who is, tiny. He's a 130-pound fighter. You fight in the 210, 220 weight range. So, this is another joke in Jake Paul's career. He claims to want to be a real fighter, but he's not taking the real steps to be real fighters and fighting top 10 guys and fighting the best guys in the world. He fights these circus sideshows against guys that have no business being in there against him. So I guess this is the state of boxing. It's dead. UFC took over, and you know, this is what you get now. You get this YouTuber who, you know, is on Lizzie McGuire, and he wants to claim to be a real fighter, but he doesn't want to fight real fighters. So, you know, I think it's ironic though. Why would he hire a lawyer to sue people that say that his fights are fixed if they weren't, allegedly? So I don't know. It's kind of weird. You guys do the math. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul isn't holding back. He's raised the stakes by promising to deliver the knockout of the year when he faces Gervonta Tank Davis.